This is Romo Dunze, and you're listening to the Ballsville Podcast.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.
And now, your host of the Ballsville Game Podcast, Scott Fitzgerald.
You ain't got no backbone. I get out the trap, I ain't got a trap phone. I got P's and M's and K's and O's.
Welcome in, Ballsville gamers, to another episode of the Ballsville Podcast. I am your host, Scott Fitzgerald. You can find me on Run the Hurry Up on Sleeper. And this episode is brought to you by theballsvillegame.com. Our games combine fantasy football and poker, which create big payouts with great odds. Sorry, folks, for the technical difficulties. That was hard to get that out. But, hey, we are amateur podcasters, so we have an excuse. So we are amateurs.
Hey, speak for yourself. I'm a novice.
Oh, you stepped up. So, great intro music, Sarah. I love hearing the music. I always get excited when you roll in this the new music all the time. So, thank you for bringing that in. And I'm gonna introduce my panel today. He is Bill's Mafia. He goes by Trader Clem on Sleeper. What is up, Sean?
Not much, buddy. How you doing?
And back on the panel, she's out in LA. She crushes Justin Herbert. She is Sarah, 21. She's our producer. What's up, Sarah?
How's it going, guys? Very, very good to be back.
All righty. And let's see who's in the chat today. Got a lot of members popping in here. We got Cyborg, who's popping in. He's our, we'll call him our Ballsville NCAA and NBA pool genius. So that's Cyborg.
How do we just call him a round ball expert?
There you go. Round ball expert right there. So welcome in, Cyborg. We got Sorry for Cussing. Welcome in, Cheeky Hobson. We got Fran that's in. What's up, Fran? Yes, it was a solar flare. Lisa Furlan's in. That's Jimbo Bimbo's wife. There's Alejandro Hernandez, our president. Oh, there's Jimmy. Jimmy's in the pod. And then Ben Lopez, he popped in. We're waiting on some other people that also kind of lost the stream. Jenny B, welcome in, Jenny B. There's Zoobs. Welcome in, Zoobs. So we'll get some more stragglers popping in. I'll give you guys a shout out. There's Todd Barber. Welcome in, TB76. We have a huge show today, guys. Oh, there's C-Bomb. C-Bomb just popped in.
Honor.
So we have a huge show. We're going to talk about the big draft tomorrow. I know everyone's going to be tuned in for that. We have a couple of our analysts, C-Bomb and JoJo, who have a mock draft that we're going to go side by side. Apparently Daniel Jeremiah has been dodging us. I tried to call him a bunch of times today, and he just, when you dial someone's phone number and it goes immediately to voicemail, that means they're just totally dodging you.
After ringing the 5 times
before.
Yeah.
So I'm getting a lot of that today. So you know what? Screw Daniel Jeremiah. We don't need him. We have our own expert analysis on here. So we're going to go with that. Welcome in, Marcos. Dakota Chrysler? Welcome in. Oh, it's Coda Bear. Oh, what's up, Coda Bear? There's HTX Ethan. Welcome in, Ethan. So we got everyone piling in here. And then also we were gonna draw for last week. We drew Amun-Ra. You got to find out where your draft positions were. Today we're doing a double. We're doing Zeus and Jupiter. So I want to thank you guys for filling up those leagues real fast. We really appreciate it. It's going to be, the triathlon is going to be awesome. You guys are going to love it. Welcome in, Rook 10. Oh, it's Daffy Man. Okay, I got you, Daffy Man. Welcome in. And then, I like when HTC Ethan says droobles. Yeah, it's definitely, I won't be saying droobles much today. So, unless he pops in. So,
I like droobles.
So we got a big show, like I said, but we're gonna start off right away with where we're at with our games. We have the big game that's coming up May 1st. If you guys are interested in that, it's our signature 10-man best ball league. It's been going on ever since Alex started this, and it's going to be a lot of fun. He'll be launching that May 1st, and you guys can look for that on the website and get in those matchups and get in those games. Also, we have all 3 triathlons, like I said, are full. The first 3 set of gods are full. The next 3 set is Osiris, Aries, and Mars. That'll be the next 3. I don't know why Sean laughs. Am I saying
It's Osiris.
Osiris? I just say Osiris.
I love Osiris though. You never stop saying Osiris.
I always say Osiris. So everyone knows how I know. It's like my own little language. So yeah. So those are going to be the next 3 that launch. I've had questions from people saying, "Oh, how many can I get in? This and that." If every god you can get in. So anytime there's a god, you can get in. And Alex just put on there, they're open on the website. So you can go in there and join. So yeah, if you were to get in.
That website again, Scott?
No, I'm not saying it. So
What? Just read down below. Read down.
yeah,
below.
go ahead and read down below. We're gonna have if we fill all the gods that we plan on bringing out, it would be a total of 12. So it would be, if you want to get in all of them, push all your chips in, it'd be $396 to get in all 12. You don't have to get in all 12, but like I said, if you wanna be a member of each god, that's what it would cost you. Please go to theballsvillegame.com to check those out. Please like and subscribe to the podcast. That really helps a lot. Give comments. We always like to read them, laugh, and give rebuttal if we think it's appropriate.
If you join every single god, I will personally send you a signed headshot.
We should probably give. You know what? I'm gonna say. I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I'm going to. I don't think Alex would mind. But if somebody, we're going to say anybody that joins all the gods, we'll give you a little prize.
Oh, do the people that work in Ballsville count? Because I'm 100% planning on it.
That's up to Alex.
I think we can come up with a little special something for both the employed and unemployed in the Ballsville.
You know, just give me like something signed, a Chargers memorabilia. I'll be good. We'll be good.
What if I signed it with Justin Herbert's name?
Yeah. I don't know. It depends on how good it looks and if you tell me or not.
Alrighty. So yeah, so we're definitely gonna give you guys a prize. I'll let Alex determine what prize it's gonna be, but yeah, you get in all the gods, all that we have available. Now I'm not guaranteeing. I'm hoping we fill all of them, but you know, if we only fill 9 or 10 or whatever, we'll give you a prize if you're in all of them. So we'll figure something out. Yep, all about prizes here. Just let everybody know here at Ballsville, we like to give a lot of freebies. So yeah, definitely a lot of good prizes. So let's get into our first mock. This comes from our 2024 Player of the Year. He's one of our rookie analysts. He goes by C-Bomb on Sleeper. He's Connor. And we're going to bring up his mock, and then we're going to compare it to JoJo's mock.
And Scott, can we clarify that when you say rookie analyst, you mean that he is a rookie at analyzing, not analyzing rookies?
Stop it.
Yep.
Stop it.
He does have the handbook. So,
and that's really going to make you want to take our advice.
yeah, so Ben did write in chat.
Well, he's much better at it than I am, I'll tell you right now.
For me, 100%.
So Ben, to answer your question, it's $396 if you wanted to get in all of them. That's all 12 leagues. So yeah, so you would get a prize. So
I'm trying to coax Connor into jumping in here on this pod to discuss his mock draft. That's my whole
Yeah,
goal.
let's discuss it for him.
yeah, we'll discuss it for him. Bring it up.
You have that up, Sean?
You know what? Why don't we go ahead and do that?
I'll do JoJo's.
These people in chat don't want to hear us rambling on about nonsense. They want us to ramble on about these mock drafts.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Now,
it's
Sean.
nonsense can it be?
All right, so let's break this down. So it's looking like he's got Cam Ward. I think everyone has Cam Ward going number 1 to the Titans. But Sean, is Cam Ward, is he your number 1 quarterback in this class?
I mean, right now, yeah, it's hard not to be. He's got all the tools you need, and I think he's got a good situation. We talked about this last week. I'm definitely on board with the Cam Ward one overall.
What about you, Sarah?
Yeah, I mean, look, he's definitely the number one quarterback in this class right now, as of now. But I mean, it doesn't mean I'm excited about any of the quarterbacks, either way. But yeah, I mean, if you really need one, and he's going to be the guy you're going to go after in this class.
Okay. So I'm going to be spoiler, and I'm going to say that I do not think Cam Ward is the number one in this quarterback class.
Oh boy.
I actually like, in my opinion, I like Shedeur Sanders. And the reason why I like Shedeur Sanders is there's a few metrics I look at when it comes to quarterbacks. And one is a quick release. The faster you can release the ball, the less time you're sitting in the pocket, the less time the rushers come to, or the defensive ends can get to you. So I like someone that has a quick release. And right now, from my metrics, Shedeur Sanders does have a little bit quicker of a release, somewhere in the 85 percentile, where Cam Ward is down in like 75 percentile. It's not a huge jump, but some other metrics I looked at was short, medium, and long percentages when it comes to passing, and Shedeur's at the 93, 100, and 100 percentile for his class, where Cam Ward is at 82, 92, 93. It's not a whole lot of a difference, but I think Shedeur is getting a little bit of a bad rap. So I don't mind if he drops in my rookie drafts. If he drops to 105, 106, 107, I'd be happy taking him there. So I did say a couple years ago I liked CJ Stroud over Young, and that turned out pretty good. So
Hey, now don't be trying to go back to the well and try to use that as a reason to pick this. This is a totally different scenario. I think the difference between Ward and Sanders, in my opinion, is a bigger gap than what was there with any of those three quarterbacks. Well, I guess you could take AR out of that mix, but either of those two quarterbacks.
I don't think it's that big of a difference, to be honest with you. I really don't. But like I said, I'll be out on that island. So so anyways,
want to do a pub sub right now?
Here we go with these pub subs. Okay,
pub sub.
We're going to get to our pub sub a little bit later. So
okay, so you're not taking it on this one then?
No.
Okay.
No, because
it's passing on
the Titans.
There's been a lot of sexual innuendo. Scott's talking about short, medium, and long, and Sarah's talking about taking it. Like, we need to work on
talking about fast release. I mean,
Well, you know what? The Titans will do Titan things. They'll draft the wrong guy, so we'll just let the Titans fall on their sword there. So we'll go to number 2, and it looks like he's got Travis Hunter going number 2. I'll start on this one. I love Travis Hunter. I think he reminds me totally of Antonio Brown. The only worry I have with him, and now as far as a football player, he's going to be awesome. If for a dynasty prospect, I'm a little worried about taking him early in my drafts, because I don't know what he's going to do. Is he going to play full-time receiver? Is he going to play corner? If he's full-time receiver, that's awesome. It's great. But
full-time receiver,
I'm a little nervous. Are you guys fine with him going number 2? And are you worried about taking him early in your drafts? I'll go with Sarah.
So yeah, I mean, yes, I am a tad bit worried about the usage on the defense and what that's going to take away. I'm also, it's so rarely done. It's almost like you're taking away from your team of having one person in one really strong role and trying to put them in multiple roles, like especially on defense, where you could possibly get, a little more beat up and get more tired. But I mean, I like Hunter a lot. I mean, I don't know for sure. I don't personally think he's what. I don't think
you would consider him with, like, if you had the 104 or 105.
Yeah, definitely. Like 104, 105. Yeah, if it's not a TEP and Warren is gone.
Sean, what about you?
I'm probably like after 5. I think I'd probably be okay with the top, depending on how the running backs get drafted. If we get 3 running backs and Cam Ward in the first round, which honestly could potentially happen this year, then I think 5 I'd probably be okay with, because I wouldn't want to take him over over Tet, depending on where Tet falls. Unless he lands where he's behind like a CD. then that's going to change things. Or like if a Golden lands in Buffalo, like what the other mock that we talked about happened, I'd probably take him over Hunter. It's going to depend a lot on what happens in the draft tomorrow. It really is, man. If he's announced as a cornerback and they come out and because whoever takes him is immediately going to talk about how they're going to utilize him, because they're going to be asked those questions like crazy for the next 24 hours. So they're not going to sit there and like bite their tongue. They're going to talk about all the exciting things they want to do with this kid. And they'll probably talk a lot about, oh, we're going to use him in every way we possibly can and blah, 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 blah. But, if they announce him as a cornerback or, then he's probably going to be a cornerback with a little bit of receiver sprinkled in. If they announce him as a receiver, he's probably going to be a receiver with a little bit of cornerback sprinkled in.
So are you taking him before? You're taking Tet before Hunter then?
If he's announced as a cornerback, then yes, I am.
Well, yeah, I mean, take
not announced as a corner and he's announced as a receiver, then yeah, I'm definitely taking him ahead of, if he's announced as a receiver and he goes number 2 overall, yeah, that might push him up the board a spot or two. I might put him up into like the 4 range, after whoever the third back off the board was,
Yeah, I really like him. I just don't know if I'm crazy about the landing spot because the Browns I think they need a quarterback more, don't you think?
I think they do, but I think they're going to trade back up in the late rounds to try to snag the quarterback, whether it's Dart, Sanders, Milroe could be a crazy like jump into the first round type of guy they don't anticipate because of his running ability. So, that I think that they're going to leave the first round with a quarterback. I just don't think it's going to be at 2.
Got you. All right, let's move on to pretty interesting spot. I've heard some rumblings. Now maybe it's a smoke screen, and if I was Jacksonville, I'd be doing the same exact thing. I would be floating out there that, hey, we're not really married to Travis Etienne or Tank Bigsby, so we're interested in Ashton Genty and get the Raiders a little nervous, and hopefully they make some kind of deal where you can get a little bit and they can just move down one spot, trade spots with the Raiders and have the Raiders jump up and grab Ashton Genty. So I like the landing spot with Ashton Genty if he does make it to the Raiders. We all know Pete Carroll, besides chewing gum 100 miles an hour, he loves to run the football. And I think it'd be the nut spot. You're looking at 320 touches out of him. So I love the spot. What about you, Sean?
I think so too, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think that Jacksonville is a very strong candidate to take Ashton Genty ahead of the Raiders. And then even if they don't, I've kind of changed my tune over the last few days on whether I'm 100% they're going to take him. I think Pete Carroll might be trying to smokescreen everybody because he's getting so into it. Like, you know what I mean? Like in the beginning, it seemed like a kind of a no-brainer. And now he's like, yeah, it's no brainer, right? Yeah, it's a no-brainer, guys. It's a no-brainer, guys. It's like, to me now,
let's psych everyone out. Yeah.
Screw with us now to get us off the scent of what we really want to do.
Yeah. Let someone take him early. You just try to steal them.
We all know that dumb poker player loves to do that shit to everybody. So yeah, I definitely would not, rule out the fact that they go a whole different direction than Genty, no matter who's on the board or whether he's still on the board or not. So the Jaguars, though, I do think have the potential to be the team that takes him where the Raiders don't even have to worry about it. They already, they're going to get the guy they want and not have to worry because he's not on the board, and they don't have to worry about people saying, "Oh, you just passed on Genty. What the heck's wrong with you guys?"
So, Sarah, is Ashton Genty? Is there any argument that maybe he isn't the best back in this class?
I don't think there's an argument that he isn't the best back. I think it's pretty obvious he's going 101 in 90% of people's rookies drafts. My only thing I have to say about him going to the Raiders is the Raiders is kind of where players go to die. So I hope Pete Carroll can change that for them. But I think that he is definitely the best
bigger between him and Omarion than it was between Bijan and Gibbs.
It's funny too how Gibbs ended up so much, in a better position than Bijan. But I think that Hampton and Genty are, in my opinion, very close. Like if I we're able to trade down for Hampton from the 101 plus get something else with it, I would probably do that, like something good with it. Somebody that really wants Genty.
Does that have
I have
anything
no
to do
problem
with
with
that
that.
trade conversation you wanted to talk about in this Discord the other day?
The
The one where
Which
you
one
were
is-
going from the 101 to the 102?
the 102? Yeah, absolutely. Like if you want the 101 enough, just give me Hampton and give me some extra stuff.
So I like
Yeah,
I like where
absolutely.
your head's going, where your head's at there, Sarah, because I'm thinking the same way. If I have the 101, and unless I think Janty can put on a gold jacket, I'm gonna trade out of that spot, and I'm gonna trade down, and I'm gonna look to target either an O'Marion Hampton or a guy that everyone's forgetting about just because he had another back there playing with them is Trevion Henderson. I think Trevion Henderson is a very quality running back. Just looking at some of his mates.
So if he goes to Denver, do you have him over Genty?
Who goes to Denver?
Henderson, because there's a lot of chatter about him and Henderson and that scheme and going to Denver and being a really good.
If Genty goes where?
Let's say Genty goes to, we'll say New England, or we'll say Jaguars, since we already talked about Jaguars. So he's in Jaguars and Trevion's in Denver.
Yeah, I would take Trevion Henderson.
Wow.
But I would trade down though. I mean, if I had to take him, like if nobody would trade with me, I would just take Genty, and then
and then try to move him later.
And then try to move him later. I'm not going to just like pick somebody else over him and give somebody else a gift. I'll just draft him and then look to move him at training camp or something.
Yeah.
Somebody will get excited and want to make a move. So
I feel like that's a good tip for all you guys out there that like to trade too. Is if you're in that situation, like exactly what he just mentioned, where you're stuck and nobody will trade with you, and you really don't want to take the guy that you pretty much have to take at that spot, that's the consensus guy. Just take the guy and do the trade later. Because you get somebody that'll miss out on their running backs, and then all of a sudden he's way more valuable to them, or wide receiver or whatever the position may be at the time. So yeah, definitely don't just like I couldn't trade out of it, so I'm going to go ahead and snag like the fourth best player now because that's the guy I like. Like don't do that. Just take the guy that's the one that's going to have the value when it comes to the trade market, and you might be able to get that player plus something for that guy in a few weeks.
Yeah, no, and I'd be floating the 101 out there. I mean, float it out there now before your rookie drafts and see what you can get for it. See if you can find that Janty lover, especially after tomorrow. If he goes to the Raiders or goes to like Dallas or something, and I mean, you could get a Herschel Walker deal for him. I mean,
I am not as sold on watching a shirtless, Pete Carroll shake his hand anymore. I thought it was going to happen no matter what, but now I don't really 100% believe it anymore. That guy is just too damn cheeky, man.
Yeah, well, and the other thing too that is if most likely if you have the 101, your team sucks unless you traded it, or you got it in a trade. So your team sucks. So you don't need a running back. You need pieces to build your team. So if you're not winning in the next couple of years, Ashton Genty is doing nothing for your team. So trade him to a contender, get a bunch of picks or a bunch of capital for him, guys that are actually producing points that are young that you can build through, or trade him for a quarterback if you're light on quarterback.
What do you think they would get if they dropped from 6 per se? Say he's on the board at 6 like that, and they drop down to Chicago because there's a lot of chatter about the Bears wanting him. So say Chicago jumps up from 10 to 6 to get him. What do you think they'll gain out of that, like trade value wise? It's not a far drop, but I mean it's an early picks. Like those early picks, there's a drastic difference from pick to pick when you get into the top 10. So, that could be a second rounder. What do you think?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, possibly.
I'd do that in a heartbeat because you might get the same dang guy at 10 that you would have taken at 6 if you don't really are sold on Genty, right? So take that drop down to 10 and then, see how the board falls right there. You'll be able to take your guy and grab an extra second and then use that extra second to jump back up into the first and snag a really solid prospect that's dropping into the teens that you like. I mean, that's a dominant first round in my opinion.
Right. So, okay, let's drop down to a pretty polarizing player. If everyone watched last week's pod, they all saw that I probably dropped the ball with the last pick at the 112. I probably should have taken him over Luther Burton, but that's Tet McMillan. Connor has him going here to the Cowboys, which to be honest with you, I don't like the landing spot because good luck trying to get targets away from CeeDee Lamb. You're going to be the number 2 at best. The ball is not going to you. It's going to go to CeeDee Lamb. So I don't like the landing spot. I would like to see him somewhere else. But to me, Tet McMillan, if I have to take him, I'll take him. But it's almost like taking a shot of Robitussin. I'm not really liking it. I just there he is. There's JoJo popping in. What's up, JoJo? He's on mute.
I got it. I was having.
You want to censor me, Sean?
I was trying to let Scott finish his sentence. Okay.
Well, hey, Sean, you know that I always mute my mic when I come on. Just know that.
So no, I was just saying I wasn't crazy about the landing spot with Tet going to Dallas because he's going to have to fight targets, try to get targets away from CeeDee Lamb, which is not going to happen. So I'll go to JoJo. What do you think about that landing spot? Do you like that landing spot?
For Dallas specifically?
Yeah.
I had them. I think in my mock, I have them at. Let's see here. One sec.
Oh, we're going to talk about that later. You don't have to
We'll talk about yours next.
Yeah,
what do you think about this one for him?
We're just breaking down Connor's real quick.
I mean, either way, I have them taking a wide receiver, so I agree with Connor about the receiving aspect. I think they do need to help out CeeDee Lamb at some capacity and just add some more to that offense. I think they're going to go offense regardless because I think if somehow Genty slips, I think he's also obviously in play. But I don't mind the landing spot. I think taking some attention away, making the safety help somewhere else. And I think it's a decent landing spot regardless.
Yeah, so do you think that it makes more sense though to take a different wide receiver on their next pick to still get a wide receiver, but like Scott was saying, not one that's going to be wasting his talent there, so to speak?
I mean, look at Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, right? I think there's a lot of teams that have a couple options. I think this is an offensive league nowadays. I think having multiple options to go to in the pass game is kind of fruitful and beneficial.
Yeah, good for the team. I guess bad for most fantasy because you got Higgins that everyone is wanting him to be hitting a higher ceiling, but he can't because of Jamar, that situation. But it's great for the team.
Yeah,
I think it'd still be fruitful for fantasy regardless. I mean, again, we have plenty of teams that have multiple pass catchers that have been fruitful in fantasy. Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin.
You think Higgins has hit a good ceiling in fantasy?
Oh yeah. He was a wide receiver one with Chase healthy a few years back when they were both healthy together and they had that killer run towards the end of the year. I mean, Higgins was just playing it.
Yeah, he has some games toward the end. I just feel like he's not a consistent hit.
He has averaged a touchdown on 7.7 receptions. T. Higgins.
That's pretty sick. That's nice.
So there you go.
I just think it's going to be, we're talking about Jerry, so I'm thinking it's going to be hard for me for me to think that Jerry's going to pass on a Travion Henderson or an Amarian Hampton if they're sitting right there for him. They haven't had a good running back since Zeke. There's nobody there, so I can't see them passing on a running back, especially if one of those two guys are sitting there. Right? I'd be shocked if Dallas doesn't go running back at this spot and then address the receiver position later, where they don't have to draft an alpha receiver. They can draft kind of a secondary one because there's no way CeeDee Lamb is giving up his 12 to 13 targets a week. There's no freaking way. He's going to step aside and let some rookie take a bunch of his targets. So I just think Jerry's going to be Jerry. He's going to take the big shiny toy in a running back. And like I said, if Travion Henderson or Omarion Hampton's sitting there, I'd be shocked if he doesn't go.
You know what? Nobody's thinking about the fact that if Tyler Warren's on the board, they could easily snag him. I know if they got Fergie, but they throw in Tyler Warren in that offense and then have Fergie, Warren, and Lamb as their main passing targets. That's not an undoable offense at all, right there. That's an offense that can be really powerful. You give them a good running back in the second round too. I mean, they're right back where they were before.
Yeah, so just look at this. If there's any of these sexy names on the offensive side of the ball, I think that's the direction that they'll go to because it's Jerry Jones, like you said, Scott. I mean, I think he wants to sell tickets. things like that, can put in the seats. So whether Tet is rumored, there's a lot of Tet negativity out there. There's a lot of Tet truthers amongst the insiders around the league. Matt Golden, I put Matt Golden because he's an in-state guy. So Texas right there. And then obviously if any of those running backs to Sean's point are obviously another direction they can go. And Schefter touched on all of this too. So Schefter's supporting this kind of like sexy offensive weapon type thing here.
Got you. All right, let's move on to the next positional player that Connor has. I think this is an awesome spot. This guy reminds me of Dallas Clark.
He won't be there though.
If you go back in the Peyton Manning era, he used to just pepper Dallas Clark, and Ty Warren reminds me a lot of Dallas Clark. So he's got Indy selecting Tyler Warren. Sarah, what do you think about that selection?
Indy for Warren. Yeah, here's another spot where it seems like tight ends go to die a little bit. Like they, for some reason, like keep getting good tight ends and then don't do anything with them. I hope that it changes if they do pick them up. I mean, I feel like they've had good tight ends in the past and haven't properly done things with them. So I'm wondering if it could change, maybe with, I don't know how, but I mean, I don't know how great that's going to be for Warren, but if things change and they can make tight ends a bigger piece in there and use them wisely, it could be great.
Okay. What about you, Sean?
I mean, I think it's a good fit. I just don't think it'll happen because unless they trade up, I think Tyler Warren's going to be gone in the top 10. There's just been so much hype about him, especially lately. And he seems to be like every year there's those couple of guys that are like, they might be like talked about mid-round, they might be talked about late first. And then all of a sudden, like day or two before the draft, you start hearing about them in the top 10. And, you hear one guy and you're like, oh, what is this guy talking about? Then you hear another guy and another guy and another guy. And you start to realize that, this is obviously coming from somewhere. So in my opinion, I think he's that guy this year. I think Tyler Warren's going to be the one that sneaks his way into the top 10 because there's going to be a team that falls in love with him and the type of impact that like a Kelsey tight end brings to the table is going to be, too salivating for some of these guys to pass up on. So, I would not be surprised at all if he doesn't go like the Jets, maybe, somebody like them, even Carolina, could do it. I know they got Sanders there, but you throw those two together. So Chicago's another one if Genty's not there. So, I mean, there's a lot of options in that top 10 that I think Warren will end up being gone before the Colts get there, unless they make a move up the board to get him.
Yeah, the Jets is a good one.
Jojo, what do you think?
Everything Sean said was pretty darn accurate from everything I've been researching and everything. Tyler Warren can go definitely in the top 10. Number of teams in front. I have Colston Loveland there to Indy because I think Tyler Warren's going to be gone. I do think they're going to 85 to 90% of the mock drafts that you see has a tight end, regardless if it's Tyler Warren or Loveland for Indy. I think they could also go other position. I think they can go linebacker, maybe like Jahad Campbell, but the injury right now that he might start on PUP is moving him down draft boards. But like when it comes to certain traits that, oh my God, I'm blanking on the GM's name, Chris Ballard kind of goes for. Also like interior offensive line, like a Gray Zabel might also be another option for them. But I don't mind the landing spot, but it might not be fruitful for fantasy given the quarterback situation. Got
you. Okay, let's go to the next. We have 4 picks in a row of all positional players. So let's play a game. We're going to play a game of which player belongs and which player doesn't. So I'll start with Sean. Out of these 4 players, what landing spot do you like and what landing spot do you not like? And that's between Matt Golden to the Broncos, Shadir Sanders to the Steelers, Colston Loveland to the Chargers, and Emeka Egbuka to the Packers. Who do you like? Who do you like and who do you don't?
Well, I mean, I obviously don't like Golden going before pick 30. So that one is the one that I would have to say I'm not impressed with, but I can't say that I don't agree with it either. So it's the fact that it happened the way it did, like I'm looking at every one of his picks, I'd have to go with the Egbuka pick just because I think the other 3 are almost like, like the way the board's fallen. I guess you could say Golden might be replaced by Hampton, potentially with the way that Sean Payton loves his running backs. But I do think he's also the type that will just look at this class and go, I can get a Kamara in the 3rd, just like I did before. I don't need to go pushing it in the 1st. So to me, I think that a receiver is more of a potential hit for them than a running back is in the first round. So I don't hate that at all for him. Gosh darn it. I guess I got to go with Emeka Egbuka just because I do like him as a player, but I do think he's maybe getting pushed up a little bit because of the Ohio State thing. And I don't think he's like ready to go over some of the other players that are going behind him in this mock.
Okay, so good. Who's your good? Your good is who?
My best one out of this bunch was obviously going to be Sanders falling to the Steelers at 21, because if he turns into a franchise quarterback, getting your franchise quarterback in the 20s is like a diamond in the rough. We rarely ever find that. So if that hits and that works out for them and he's there for them at 21 without having to move around to get their quarterback of the future, you got to call that the best move.
Got you. And then your not so good move was Golden. I was like you said.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would go Sanders, Loveland, or Mbuka, Sanders, Loveland, Golden, and Mbuka.
All right, Sarah.
Skip me. I don't know enough about the rookie stuff to
Okay, JoJo.
to make those calls.
Based on exactly if this were to play out the way Connor's predicting, because
Yes.
he's better than Daniel Jeremiah, right?
Yes. Nope. This is
Except for Daniel Jeremiah is literally live on air right now talking about his mock to millions and millions of people on national television, and we're sitting here.
These are all like obviously great fits. It's kind of hard to like separate them all. So I guess you're just kind of predicting to where like how they perform in this landing spot. I mean, I'd say the worst one, I would actually pick Emeka, just because he doesn't really paint the picture that he's actually a true alpha. I think he's kind of just another receiver that they already have, like Jaden Reed, Romeo Dobbs. He's a safe pick, but doesn't have a lot of upside. So I think they really actually need a true alpha. So like if Tet were to actually fall, and it actually can be, like I have Tet at number 5 because of a wild card spot, but Tet can easily fall into the 20s or even later than that. But if Tet were to be there at 24, like that is the type of profile receiver that Green Bay does need. So I would just break that as that's the reason why. Obviously, Shadur Sanders is probably like the mediocre pick out of this because I'm not sold on him. I don't think I have him also at market 21, but I also think that they can easily go for interior defensive line with that pick. And then I think the match made in heaven is Harbaugh getting his guy, Colston Loveland.
Yep. No. So I'm going to go reverse order. So I like Egbuka because in Green Bay, when you have too many receivers, that means you don't have any receivers. So I'm going to go with the trait of Ohio State, just grinding out receivers. Obviously, Marvin Harrison, obviously JSN. So I think Egbuka would be a great fit in that offense. I love Colston Loveland, just like what JoJo says. Harbaugh gets his tight end. Colston Loveland has the best hands in the class by far. So I like that fit. I like Sean's point of the Steelers getting a quarterback that late who could be boom or bust. I've already said I like Sanders as my number 1 quarterback. So I like that fit. And then I would be shocked if the Broncos don't take Amarian Hampton there if he drops that far. Sean, we've all said, Sean Payton likes to run the ball. I think I've comped Amarian Hampton is like an Alvin Kamara. So I would like that fit. So I'm going to reverse order there. And then one last thing before we get to JoJo's mock. There's no way in heck that Amarian Hampton drops all the way to number 29 overall to the Redskins. So I don't like that fit. He goes way before.
Yeah, I promise you there is no way he drops a 29 overall to the Redskins because the Redskins don't exist.
Well, anyways, so
yeah, good point.
I'm sure Lisa would disagree.
I'm a fucking pimp.
I can't see him get if the Broncos don't take him, I can't see him getting past the Vikings. I could see the Vikings would be a great spot.
Vikings would be an excellent spot.
Yeah, so I don't see him going that far. So
for everybody but owners of Aaron Jones, it would be an excellent spot.
So let's get, before I let you guys talk about that landing spot. Well, I'll let you guys talk about it, and then we'll get to JoJo last. We'll switch over to his mock. So obviously Sean said he doesn't think he's going to drop that far. What about you, Sarah? Do you think he's going to drop that far?
Hampton?
Yeah.
No, I think I would be very surprised if Denver doesn't get him. I totally agree with Sean.
Yeah, for sure. So, all right, well, that was Connor's. I'll have that posted. We can have that posted on the ballsvilleGame.com, our website. You can check out Connor's mock along with JoJo's. I'll have Alex get those posted on the website so you guys can check it out for your rookie drafts. So, all right, let's do a drum roll. And Connor did a great job in his mock, but check out this masterpiece that we're about to present.
Well, hit the other tab. That's the rookie rankings. Mock draft 3.0.
No worries. I'm right here. Oh, yeah. 3.0 is your most recent one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, JoJo, I'm going to give you the floor, and you can kind of go through yours because I think you did a tremendous job with this. So, yeah, go ahead. Take it.
All right. Well, I think the first 3 picks are pretty much set in stone at this point, at least in my opinion. Connor actually had these first 3 also. So no really like news to share there, except for just, Andrew Barry comparing Travis Hunter to Shohei Ohtani. I think that was the biggest tell that I think they're really leaning that way as opposed to like a month ago where Abdul Carter was kind of mocked at number 2. After 4, I think actually let me go back up real quick. 1 through 8 is very common. I had to throw some curveball in there. And once the league execs around the league, if you look up Bob McGinn, he has like a bunch of like articles from NFL execs that throw quotes out when people are asking about the draft. Having that this could be a wild card spot. I just thought Liam Cohen coming from Tampa Bay, Mike Evans archetype. I'm throwing Tet in there. I think you can also, just like we talked about CD, drawing attention away from their star player. I think drawing attention away from safety help over the top on Brian Thomas with this particular archetype is a fit. But they can go a number of ways. Obviously, commonly Mason Graham. He has some holes in his profile. He's not the biggest guy. He has short arms, but the production profile is kind of there. But it's not just a complete lock. I think his actual betting odds, Mason Graham at number 5 is only -100 or -120. So it's not a huge lock there. Also, my Raiders, Ashton Genty, there's a lot more steam for O-line. Membu is definitely in play here. I would not be shocked if we go O-line and just shatter my heart, but I should probably change this pick now because I think whatever selection I think they're going to do the opposite. So if I want Genty, I should probably mock Armand Membu. But don't be shocked if Armand Membu is a pick or an O-line is a pick for the Raiders. That would break my heart. Jalen Walker, Michael Williams is a college teammate, is also like 50-50 here. I think they're going to go edge. Jalen Walker is also like 85% mocked at 8. But Michael Williams is gaining a lot of steam, so don't be surprised there. I did pass on quarterback at 9. I think Jackson Dart is really the quarterback that the Saints really do like. And they also like Tyler Shuck a lot. So around pick 40, I think that's where you'll see a quarterback, depending on who's there, between Jackson Dart and Tyler Shuck. I think that's where New Orleans will go to address their quarterback need. Like Sean said, Tyler Warren at 10 to the Bears. I put a little note here that Ben Johnson really likes having a move tight end in his offense. And Cole Kmet doesn't cut it in that regard. And I think Tyler Warren being a playmaker, I comped him on my rookie rankings as a Taysom Hill with actual true tight end skill set. So he's a jack of all trades, can do a lot of things for that offense, in addition to the weapons that they do have. But Ashton,
do you think that they trade Kmet?
I'm sorry?
Do you think they trade Kmet?
I don't think they have to. But I think there's a number of I wish I had more time to like go through like some other trade scenarios here. I have some of these in yellow, but some of these can also be like trade spots. But that's a possibility. I think you can't rule out anything in the draft, to be honest with you, Sarah. Sure. That's a good point.
Sure.
I think I'll just go down because I don't want to go through one by one here. I think a couple of things to touch in on. Kelvin Banks. Trent Williams is not going to play forever. I think they do need to address the O-line there. And I do have him on Hampton if you want to scroll down to like pick 20. Since we kind of were touching in there you go. A lot of those meat and potato picks in the middle of the round. Omari Hampton also doing a do it all back, day one ready, bell cow. But Trey Henderson has also gained steam in this particular pick right here. I think they could go a number of ways. In addition to running back, I think safety is also in range. But I think Sean Payton's going to probably go after his guy. Any other questions? I guess I don't want to kind of like just hog
No,
the
I
mic.
got a question for you. So,
Yeah.
what team is going to make the first trade in tomorrow's NFL draft?
Let's see. If I had to pick,
It'd have to be a team going up. I'd say it'd have to be for a quarterback because nobody trades up for a positional player, correct?
not necessarily, but if honestly, if I want to talk about an outlier scenario of a team that would trade up, would be Denver to go get Ashton Genty. Just
I wouldn't say that nobody trades up for a positional player. I mean, look at Atlanta back when they made that move up to get Julio Jones. You know, those
Yeah,
types.
but how far did they move?
They
How
feel
far
like
did
they're
they
one
move
player
up?
away.
How far did they move up? Like, where did they take Jones? I don't remember.
They went up to 6
Okay.
with Cleveland, actually.
I mean, I guess that turned out okay, but I just feel that, I mean, if somebody's going to make a blockbuster move and get up in the top 5, most likely it's for a quarterback. That's just from what I think that, because I mean, nowadays you got to give up so much to move up in the top 5. I mean, you're not giving up all this draft capital to pick up a running back or man, I could see maybe doing it for like a defensive end if he's a stud.
Yeah,
but
that's what I was thinking. Like, say Carter falls past the Browns and he gets at 3. I mean, I know I'm blue colored glasses right now, but let's just take a phone and pick it up and give Joe Schoen a call, our old assistant GM who just loves us so much, and come up with a trade to get up there to snag our boy Carter and throw him on the D line in Buffalo right now.
That would be a rich pick, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
that
would
would
be a rich price tag.
Hey, you know what? Well, I'm down for 3. I'm down to give up 3 first-round picks because they're all going to be 32.
Well, the interesting thing with the Abdul Carter thing, I mean, they have Brian Burns, right? They also have Kayvon Thibodeau. I think Kayvon Thibodeau is also a trade candidate. So, hey, John, they might just even trade Kayvon Thibodeau to.
That's another thing too. Yeah, they take Carter, and the Bills can trade for Thibodeau. That's another move that I wouldn't be upset about at all. I think
and the Giants are they're not like scared to have multiple edge rushers. I mean, they had Matthias.
Let's take Burns too, right? So I mean, we can make a move to get Burns from them. They take Carter and they keep Thibodeau and Carter and they trade away Burns because he's an older piece. I mean, that I'd take Burns in Buffalo too. He was drafted by Brandon Beats regime out there, so
yeah, they're not scared to have multiple at least rotational edge rushers. I would love to see Travis Hunter and Malik Neighbors though, but I just don't think that's going to happen, which would be awesome to see that happen.
I don't think he's not getting past Cleveland.
No, he's not. No, I think that's pretty much a lock at this point.
I mean, if you guys read what Crash Davis says in chat, and this would be super sinister if the Broncos, we're talking about trading up for
right.
You imagine them trading up right in front of the Raiders and grabbing Jeff.
100%. Yeah.
Division rivalry.
In your own.
Yeah, like honestly, I think it'll be great to like throw some questions in here while I'm still here. I mean, I would love to answer more like trade or like, not necessarily trade scenarios in the draft, but like just
how was WrestleMania?
WrestleMania was awesome. My voice is still recovering, as you can possibly tell. It was an awesome experience. Night 2 didn't end the way we would all hope if you're a wrestler.
Yeah, you wanted The Rock, right? I heard The Rock didn't show up and everybody was upset or something.
Honestly, man, if you just switched the main event from night 1 to night 2, I think everyone would have been happy. Like that night 1 main event was the one. So if you just switched those 2 events around, everyone would have been happy. Straight up. But anyway,
all right.
If you actually look at USA Network's, I was actually in the background. I was doing the Dirty Dom shimmy or Latino Heat shimmy. I was actually caught on camera. It was great when he won the title. So it was an awesome experience. I'm glad I won.
All right, I got a question for you, Jojo. What player that we all think is going to go in the first round drops out of the first round?
C-Bomb just kind of dropped a name. I think Lou Burden's going to drop out. I don't have him mocked in my first.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, so I think he's obviously the upside's huge. I think if you ask me the question of who are you most afraid of to not have as much exposure, at least as far as even in the mini leagues the pre-draft leagues that we just did, pre-draft mocks, and even after the fact, I don't have much Luther Burden, and that's kind of scaring me because he does have tremendous upside, but 32% or so, well over 30% of his receptions were behind the line of scrimmage, and that doesn't always translate. And the Debo comp gets thrown around a ton, and there's really only one Debo Samuel.
Got you. Let me throw a player out there because I'm a kind of a metrics guy too, especially when it comes to rookies. I like their measurables and their metrics. I'm looking at a guy named Jaden Higgins, and he's a 93 percentile hands, 94 percentile short route reception rate, 97 percentile medium, 96 percentile deep. What is his measurable? 6'3", or no, he's 6'4". 6'4", 214 pounds, ran a 4.47, has a wingspan of 88 in the 80 percentile, so he's an 80 wingspan, 88 percentile. He has a 39-inch vertical, 128 broad. I mean, the metrics are off the chart. And what do you think about him and both of those Iowa State receivers, him and Noel?
I like Noel more just because I think he's more versatile. He catches everything. He's really good at the catch point as well for a guy his size. I think I had him mocked as like a Christian Kirk comp. Jaden Higgins also like kind of Nico Collins light, Michael Pittman-esque. And those are kind of two different ranges of outcomes there, a high and a low comp. I think he's one of the only true vertical threats as far as like a true X receiver also. But time will tell if he's actually going to be a true alpha as well. He's going to have that day 2 kind of draft capital projected wise. And I think he's definitely a great value for any team that does grab him. But I do have Jalen Noel a little higher. They're both about 22, so they're both kind of on the older end as far as a prospect. But I like Jalen Noel more.
Okay. All right. Before we move on, I'm going to go to Sean and Sarah. I got a question for both of you guys. Sean, what player obviously a fantasy player would you want the Bills to draft?
What fantasy player do I want?
Yeah,
to
like
other than Golden, because I've already kind of mentioned that earlier.
Would you rather have? I mean, obviously, you're not going to go running back. You're not going to go tight end. You're not going quarterback. So it'd probably be receiver. So
No, I'm just kidding.
So what receiver would you want the Bills? What receiver would you want the Bills to draft?
I mean, if Tet fell there, I mean, obviously, I would love to have them get Tet, but that's obviously not going to happen. So, I can tell you, I don't want them to take Ibuka there. He's the guy that I do think should fall and probably will fall out of the first round. But I would prefer they did not take him there. Obviously, Golden, I wouldn't have any issues with at all. I think that would be a solid pick there. To be honest with you, I wouldn't hate an Amarion Hampton if he fell down that far, or even maybe a Henderson, only because the contract situation with James Cook right now. And I know that Buffalo is famous for not wanting to pay their running backs and just drafting the next guy up when the time comes. And I wouldn't be surprised at all if they don't look to take a running back now with the intention of not offering James Cook the contract he wants, because they've been in discussion with him all offseason and it didn't get anywhere. So, that could be a potential sneaky little thing there that they pull. So I wouldn't mind any of those moves, to be honest, because if they do the running back, then I know they're doing it because they don't anticipate Cook sticking around.
Got you. All right. Well, we all know what direction JoJo's going in. So we'll go to Sarah. We'll say, okay, I don't think the Chargers are going running back. So it could be tight end. It could be receiver. Who do you want? Who do you want?
Yeah. This is a great question.
Then
I wouldn't mind seeing another receiver. I don't know who, because I don't think any of these receivers are going to fall. And if we're looking later, into second round stuff, like, is it too early? Is it too early to take Ibuka or, somebody else? So I actually kind of like JoJo's prediction here for a defensive player. I don't know a lot about a ton of defensive players, and I'm really usually only know about the top 20 to 30 rookie picks, like, decently. So, until it gets closer. So for me, I kind of like this idea because if not a wide receiver, then I wouldn't mind a defensive player in this situation. Look, in a perfect world, we move up and to get Hampton, because I think we need a solid young running back so they don't have to keep buying, vets all the time. But that's just me.
Yeah, I think Harbaugh likes to go after his guys, and I think Colson Loveland would be a perfect fit.
If anything, they're trading up to make sure they get Loveland.
Yeah,
if Warren goes in the top 10, like we're talking about, then I wouldn't be surprised if they don't move up some picks to try to make sure they get Loveland.
Yeah, I mean they have Harris at the running back, they have Ladd. So getting Herbert another target, especially.
Besides, we know that Harbaugh doesn't draft anything but white boys in the first round.
Well, it's just tough because look, he likes Disley last year. I know they're all older. He likes Disley last year. They picked up Conklin. They've got some younger guys. But the thing with the tight ends and that team is it's like they're always just like hoping they'll find another Antonio Gates, because like their tight ends they do stuff for them, but they're not like tight ends that you usually want to start in your fantasy draft, So it would be cool to have someone.
Got you.
Well, Scott, you did say that you felt like you know where I was going, but I want to throw a curveball because who's the new OC in Las Vegas now?
Oh, who is
Chip Kelly? For time, Chip Kelly is there.
He asked the question like you were supposed to know right away.
I thought he knew. I thought he remembered. Hey, there's a lot going on. He probably had something.
Raiders, what do we give a shit?
No.
It's Chip Kelly. So I'm thinking, like, look, because again, I think these 1 through 8 picks. Again, this is just like something I feel because if you look at a lot of these mock drafts, especially go to Mock Draft Database, a very public site where you get all these, people that do mocks and throw them on there. You're going to see a lot of commonality 1 through 8. I don't think it's going to go that way. It can't be that perfect. I don't think we know everything. The more you think you know, the less you really know. So, in addition to that surprise at 5 with like Tet or maybe even Genty gaining steam, I think at 6, if the Raiders go offensive line, like I was also alluding to, Chip Kelly being the guy he is at Ohio State, if Trey Henderson or Quinshon Judkins falls the second round early, I think they could pick up a running back there, and you wouldn't be mad at that. I mean, so if it fills 2 needs in those first 2 rounds, so I wouldn't be mad if that's how it plays out either.
Got you. No, it's I could totally see that. I mean, it's running back class is deep. Running back class is definitely deep.
Trey Hendo could even go to Washington. I think the option with Trey Henderson with Jaden Daniels is going to be a huge fantasy upside there. That's going to be awesome.
That would be an epic landing spot for him. That'd be an epic landing spot for him. Absolutely. It would suck for Brian Robinson owners, but it would be a great landing spot for him.
I like
Trey. I just look like a genius of how ill will I talked to Brian Robinson with you and trade talks in the past, Sean, but I look like a genius there. Anyway, I got to run, guys, but I did talk to Connor prior, and we are looking to do some draft day outcomes for the Ballsville gamers. So we'd love to talk about that. It'll be like probably late night. If we do anything live, I'll let you know, but most likely we'll try to put some content out there for you guys to look at right before rookie drafts and things of that nature. So very excited. I'm always love to talk shop on rookies. It's one of my favorite times of the year. So hope you guys are doing well. Don't forget to love each other, and I'll see you guys later.
All right.
Thanks,
well, hopefully we get more JoJo on in the future because we love having him on the pod. He checked out.
See ya.
She was gonna be off. I didn't log off yet.
I didn't do it.
Sean did. Hey Sean, also I hope that everything going well with your family, man. Thanks for also hooking it up this past weekend, helping us out. So always
no worries.
All right, man. Take care.
You too, brother.
Thank you so much, JoJo. And you guys can look forward to JoJo and Connor's work. It'll be on the ballsvillegame.com. Like they said, you guys can use their mock drafts to help maybe your when you come up to your dyno draft. So good stuff. We'd like to have JoJo on more, but he's a young dad and got a lot of responsibilities. So but we like his input when we can get it. So before we move on, I forgot to mention this earlier to Sarah. Sarah, you know what the Hall of Fame game is this year?
What?
It's Lions Chargers.
Really?
Yes, Lions Chargers.
Ooh.
Oh, really? They pick some teams that are like playoff bound teams. Usually they're like the crappiest teams in the NFL.
I know. Unless they think they're going to be crappy teams, but yeah, it's usually like the Browns against the Panthers or something.
Yeah. I used to look forward to the Hall of Fame game when the Bills sucked because I thought we had a shot at it.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, that wraps up our mock stuff for tomorrow. I know you guys will be all interested in what's going on tomorrow. And We are going to get into what everybody came here to see, and that's our Zeus and Jupiter drawings. These will be your draft positions going from 12 to 1.
Those are some loud children.
Our first draw will be Zeus Light. Our second draw will be Zeus Dark. So it'll be 12 light, 12 dark, 11 light, 11 dark, all the way to number 1. And then we'll take a slight pause and then go right over to Jupiter. So
All right.
we will go to the Shauna wheel, and we will get this baby cracking. So,
all right. So we're gonna draw it not the same as last time. We're gonna do all light and all dark in an order. We're not gonna do one light, one dark, one light, one dark.
No, we're gonna do like we did last time. We did one light. We drew number 1. First guy drawn was 12 light. Second one was
12 dark. Okay.
Dark. Yeah.
The same way.
All right. Light then dark, then light then dark.
Yep. So this will be number
Yeah.
12. So whoever gets drawn, you will be 12. The number 12 hole in light. Zeus.
Do it. 12 hole.
Chief's life. All right. Chief's life.
Yee-hee.
All right. I hope I get the 12 hole in the next one.
All right. This is dark. Zeus Dark, number 12.
Zeus dark.
Ethan. HTX.
Ethan. All right. Okay. So now we go right back over to Zeus Light, number 11.
That's you.
There I am. We're on the hurry up. I'm right next to Chief's life.
If anyone gets tired of that air horn, good. That's what it's meant for.
Well, you can't hear the cat that I hear every time it lands on somebody. So
Sarah, I'm 21.
Oh, I don't want that spot.
you're at 11.
Damn
That'll be
it.
interesting. The 11 hole. Yeah. All right. This will be 10 light. Red Kingdom. All right. 10 dark.
Bimbo.
Bimbos. All right.
Yeah, go
9
in.
light. Coda Bear. Nine dark. Oh, that's a quick spin. TV 76. 8 light.
Connor.
C-bomb. Oh, I got C-bomb.
Oh, it's like right in the middle. Oh, it called C-bomb. Okay.
All right.
Hopefully, I don't end up in light now. I want to be on the dark. Oh, I'm on the dark side. Perfect.
Oh, Trader Clem.
Nice.
All right, 7 light. Joseph wins 77. Seven dark. Sorry for cussing.
We're getting down to the nitty gritty now.
All right,
There you
6
go.
light. World risk. All right, 6 dark. GLC 76.
Hey, Sean, do you? Oh, never mind. Never mind. Don't even listen to me. Let's go.
5 light.
Very rarely do.
Jerk.
Big time up. 420. All right. Now we're at 5 dark. Dead Man's Soul. All right. So now we're in the top 4. 4 light.
JoJo.
JoJo.
Oh
Got
shit!
some heavy hitters.
Turned my air
here.
horn off.
Heavy hitters in light. 4 dark. Draftin, man.
All right.
I love hearing Scott try to pronounce these
I
names.
know, I'm so bad. 3 light. Chicken boy.
Chicken.
All right. 3 dark. The Benninators. All right. 4 more.
Final 4.
2 light. March Mad. Is that March Madness?
Madness. Yeah, that makes sense for the football league.
We got 3 regulars left.
I know. Look at this. Dark 2. Cheeky Hobson. Okay, the next 2 are number 1 overalls.
Yeah, Jimmy and
Jimmy
Soul.
Wojo and Soul Stealer.
And
Yay.
Soul Stealers on the right side.
Alrighty, and then Jimmy Wojo.
Spin just so he gets to see his name.
You have to spin so it pops up.
All right. So
surprise.
We will run this by. I'll run this through real quick. Number 1.
Do you want to watch the Triathlon Egyptians promo while you're doing that?
The promotion. Yeah, we're gonna do the promotion right now. Let me just run this off. We'll do our promotion for our next 3, and then we'll get into Jupiter. So just a quick recap. We'll go to the light side. Zeus Light. We got Soul Stealer number 1, March Madness number 2, Chicken Boy 3, JoJo 4, Big Time Up 5, World Risk 6. I can't read my own writing. It's who is that? Joseph 77. Joseph wins 77. C-Bomb is 8. Coda Bears 9. Red Kingdom 10. I'm 11. And Chief's Life is 12. That's the light. Zeus Light. Zeus Dark is Jimmy Wojo. Cheeky Hobson. The Benninators. Daffy Man. I missed this one. Oh, Dead Man's Soul. Number 5. GLC 6. Sorry for Cussing 7. Trader Clum 8. TB 76 9. Jimbo's Bimbo's 10. Serum 21 11. And HTX Ethan comes in at number 12. So that is Zeus Light and Dark. You guys can join the leagues that you're in, and we'll do a short promo, and then we will move on to Jupiter. All right, go ahead and run that promo.
All right, you got it.
2 seconds.
So this is going to be the next 3 that we're about to drop. It's a little
All right. What did I miss?
There it is. You guys ready for the next 3? Pay up. Let's do it.
With me doing my funny faces on the side of the video again.
I got you. All right, Sean. I'll be writing these down, so go a little bit slower because I get to the point. Besides not being able to say the name, I can't read my own writing. So we're going to do the same thing like we did with Zeus. We're going to go Jupiter Light, Jupiter Dark, starting off with number 12 and 12, 11, 11, 10, 10, all the way down to number 1. So
okay,
let's start off with Jupiter Light, number 12.
Yeah.
God, JoJo always seems like he gets the 12 hole everywhere.
Lucky bastard.
All right, that was light. Let's go dark. Life's a Beach 420.
Hey, Tanner.
All right, 11 light. Rookie 86. All righty, 11 dark. TB 76. It's Todd Barber. All right, we got 10 light. Artful Dodger. It's my buddy over.
I wanted that one.
All right, we got 10 dark. GLC 76. Back-to-back 76 there in the dark. We got 9 light. Oh, we already, oh, no, 9 light. Coda Bear. All right, 9 dark. Jimbo's Bimbos. All right, how about 8 light? Chief's Life. All right, 8 dark.
All three of us are still alive.
Mm-hmm.
Is that White Knight? White Knight. Okay, 7 light. Chicken Boy.
And
All right, we'll go 7 dark.
Jenny.
Jenny B. All right, 6 light.
I don't know why, but I feel like this is going to land on me.
Nope. In the top 5.
The
I
Beninator.
do not want to be in the 6 hole.
I don't mind the middle.
6 dark.
Pause. Go. That's it.
Gagga Man.
Scott's favorite name to say.
Yes.
All
Okay,
right,
we're
we're
in
on
the
the
top,
top
5.
5.
5 light. Jimmy Wojo.
How did all 3 of us end up in the same league?
I know, right? We're in the top 4 on both leagues now. That's great. Well, top 8, I guess you'd say.
Yeah, 5 dark. I think I had 5 in Amon Ra, so don't know if I want 5 again. Hey, Doggy Dog.
Ooh, dead man in the top 3.
One of us, I hope we end up next door to each other. One of the
Oh my
3 of us,
God.
you know?
4
That-
light.
All 3 of us.
1, 2, and 3.
No, 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
Oh, Trader, you got the 4. There you go. I know. I already know what you're taking with that.
what am I, 4 dark?
You're 4 light.
4
light.
light.
So now we're going 4 dark.
No. That was 4 dark.
No, that was 4 light.
He put himself under dark. That was definitely dark. Sorry for cussing his yeah.
So that's 4 dark. Sorry for cussing, 4 dark.
Okay, so something got switched because Sean was under dark and sorry for cussing was under light.
No, because you
It
guys
doesn't
missed
matter on the background. That don't mean nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't matter on the
Background.
Oh, it doesn't? Oh,
No.
okay. So okay. I hear you. Then I don't know if we're on the same team. Anyway, let's go.
Okay, so now we're the top 3. This will be 3 light.
So now you would want this to land on you to be right in front of me.
Gotcha.
And you're
There
right.
you go.
I couldn't have asked for it to play out any more ironically.
Right. Seriously. So that was dark or light? Sorry.
That was light.
Okay.
This will
So
be
you're 3, I'm
dark.
4.
3 dark.
Gotcha.
Oh, it just passed you, Scott.
Oh, good man.
So now we have a shot at the 1, 2, 3. Well, 2, 3, 4, I should say.
2, 3, 4. Yeah.
So we need this one to land on Scott to make it happen.
All right, so light 2.
It's Ethan.
No.
Put it all up.
HTX Ethan. God, I feel like I'm going to get the number one.
Between us. Yeah, watch it be sandwiched right between us, me and you.
Actually, I'll take this one right here. Land me right here.
Nope. It's Al 80.
Number one pick.
Hal 888.
All right.
So Scott's getting one of these fun picks. Let's see which one it is.
Me and Cheeky. Cheeky again? Cheeky was number 2 last time.
Oh, Cheeky got it, Arlene. Scott's on the other side of the board. Scott's the last name on there.
All right, so I'm Run Dark. Okay. All right, that was entertaining. So I'll read these back to you. So this will be Jupiter Light. We got Cheeky Hobson at number 1, HTX Ethan at 2, Sarah M21 at 3, Trader Clem at 4, Jimmy Wojo at 5, the Benenators at 6, Chicken Boy at 7, Chief's Life 8, Coda Bear 9, Artful Dodger 10, Rookie 86 at 11, and JoJo at 12. That is Jupiter Light. Jupiter 12, I am 101.
Jupiter Dark.
Dark, I'm sorry. Jupiter Dark, I'm 101. Tal 888 is 2. Dead Man Souls 3. Sorry for cussing is 4. K Doggy Dog is 5. Daffy Man is 6. Jenny B 7. White Knights 8. Jimbo's Bimbos is 9. GLC 76 is 10. Todd Barber 76 is 11. And Life's a Beach 420 is number 12. So that wraps it up for the first wave of the triathlon. All 3 leagues are full and drafted. So we will, once we figure out when the schedule release happens, we'll go in and we'll let you guys know in chat what time and what day we're gonna be drafting. People that are in multiple leagues, hopefully we can maybe work it out where we can get a little bit of a break, so we're not drafting like 2 teams at once. But we'll see what happens. The next 3 leagues are going to be opened up. So if you guys wanted to pop in there, you guys can go ahead and do that. So, so what do you think, guys? You guys like your spots? Sarah?
I like the 1-3. I have a good chance of getting the guy I want. And if I don't get him, then I have a good chance of getting a really good guy. And if someone falls to me that Sean wants, then I'll get a good trade.
What about you, Sean?
Yeah, I don't mind it. I just I would have preferred that it landed on Sarah ahead of me, so that I wouldn't have to worry about that scenario. But otherwise, I did want to land at the end. I did because I got I think I'm in the middle to front of the Zeus or of the Amon Ra League also in my draft. So I really kind of wanted a tail end just to have at least one in the back, one in the middle, one in the front kind of thing. And
yeah,
it didn't really work out that way.
That's kind of where I'm sitting. So I got the 101, I think I got the 105, and then I got the 111. So I'm happy to get it kind of spread out a little bit so I don't have this same exact teams and I'm not deciding on, oh man, I see that. What was it? Was it Cheeky? Cheeky, I think he said it 101, 102, and 104. So he may be diversifying a little bit with some of his teams. So he's not picking the same guys, but yeah, that was pretty cool. So Osiris, Aries, and Mars. Those
serious.
Go. Good job.
Dude, you can't change it up to now because
no, it's a serious.
So
why so serious?
It is serious. So yeah, this is serious. So yeah, when those all launch, you guys can get in those. And I don't know, I kind of like this drawing on the pod. So we get those full, we can do this again. I think it's pretty cool to do this. So yeah, you guys will like it a lot. So I just want to say, like I said again, please like and subscribe to the podcast. Really helps out a lot. Please go to theballsvillegame.com for all your fantasy needs. And have a good time tomorrow watching the draft. I mean, actually, it's going to be all weekend because even day 2, is pretty important too with some of these landing spots. So, and then anybody in chat, if you guys know anybody else in any of your leagues that are outside of Ballsville, bring them on in. We'd love to have new players. Show them the layout of the triathlon league. Say, hey, this is really interesting. Come and check it out. So, it's not super expensive. And I think you guys are gonna really like it. I know the people that were in it last year that did the trial run really liked it. So bring in new players. And like I said again, if you want to get in all of them, we'll have a little prize for you. So anything else before we head on out, Sean? Any last words?
Trade Day in Buffalo, baby. Welcome back.
Any last words, Sarah?
Nah, go Bolts.
Go Bolts, huh? All right. Well, that was a lot of fun. And until next week, folks, for my co-host, Trader Clem, for our producer, Sarah M21, I am Run the Hurry Up, Scott Fitzgerald. Until next week, folks, we are out.
That's a wrap.